Hi guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. You'll recall we're at BASF in Manchester, about to see what job they've got to offer us. So I'm just sorting my lights out and then I'll have a look. Fertilizer to Calais, 11,000. I think we'll go for that. First trip into Europe. So we're going to go down to Dover and get the ferry across to Calais by the look of it. I guess we're going down to the M25 at some point. So, okay, trailer's over there. Now we've got our own truck, we have to connect up to the trailer ourselves. So, you don't start with the trailer already connected, you've got to connect up to it. So we'll just pull across in front of it here somewhere and reverse back. Versing just the cab, it goes the way you think it will. You turn left, it goes left. It's only when the trailer's on the back that the trailer goes in the opposite direction. So let's just go back. Near enough there. A little bit further. There you go. So I'll attach it using the button on my wheel and off we go. Green and blue trailer, very nice. Okay, so Manchester, indeed. So we're obviously in a quite heavily industrial area of Manchester, and got a stop sign there. So we'll stop and have a look and see if the roads are busy. Nope. Nothing around. Surprising for Manchester at 8 o'clock in the morning, but there you go. One thing I think they could do is make the traffic levels a bit more realistic, but then should the game be about sitting in traffic? I don't know. It should be about sort of trying to mirror what traffic levels really are, but so we've got a green traffic light here. Let's see if we can get around here before it changes. So, you do have to make sure you take plenty of room when making turns with the trailer on the back. You need a fair bit of room to get trailers around some of the corners. It's not like driving a car. Okay, so we should have plenty of fuel, we should have plenty of time. Once we do get to the ferry between Dover and Calais, that counts as resting time anyway. Because effectively you get out of your cab and you go and sit on the ferry somewhere and have a cup of coffee or something. Can we get across here before these lights change? No. Oh well, never mind. Hopefully it won't be too long before they change back, and we're going straight off this road anyway. We're taking the slip road at the next junction. I guess we'll go down the M6 in all likelihood, out of Manchester. I don't know, we'll see. I thought we'd go down via Birmingham Way and possibly onto the M1 and down to the M25. You may or may not know, Chris Rea made a famous song called The Road to Hell, and he wrote it sitting in the back of a car on the M25. So the M25 is the road to hell. Also known as the world's biggest car park, because traffic never seems to move, but round Heathrow it's a nightmare. I mean, I go to Heathrow quite regularly. You always get stuck in massive traffic jams approaching Heathrow, because Heathrow is such a busy airport. A lot of people say there's not enough lanes on the M25 when they built what is a London orbital. They should have sort of done it 5 lanes either side, like American freeways. But I don't think even that would have really coped with the amount of traffic it gets now. But there you go, such is life. But apparently Chris Rea's Road to Hell was talking about the M25, or at least that's what I heard. So let's head that way. So it looks like we're taking another slip road in a minute. So yeah, we're going M6 Liverpool it says, but I can't believe we're going anywhere near Liverpool, so there must be possibly another slip road as soon as we get onto it, or something that will take us M6 south. Or southish, I'm not sure if it runs north-south, the M6, but sort of. Birmingham to Manchester? Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we will go round here. And we'll get onto the M6 and then we'll see where we go from there. But we certainly don't want Liverpool. So, we want Birmingham. There you go, Birmingham's middle lane. So we'll move out to the middle lane. That appears to be the one for Birmingham. That's what we want, I think. And hopefully, so I think it'll be M1 down to the M25, but I might be wrong, we'll see. Unless we go A14 across to Cambridge and M11, but it didn't look like it on the map. It didn't look far enough across. So I would have thought it could well be M1 or A1, I suppose. We'll see. So this is the M6, so let's just head down here until we have to do anything different. While we're moving along a nice straight bit, I'll hit F6, and we've got 9 hours 52 minutes, so nearly 10 hours before any resting is required. So we should easily be able to make Dover in that time, I would hope. And as I say, get on the ferry, that counts as resting time anyway, so when we get the other side we won't need to rest. We'll be in Calais, in La France, and maybe the next job from there will take us further into Europe, or possibly bring us back to the UK, depending on what's on offer and which ones are the most lucrative, really, because it's all about making money at this stage of the game. You will before long, possibly tomorrow in game time. It's Tuesday now, Tuesday morning, maybe Wednesday, around about midday, you'll see a message will go across saying that we've just paid a loan payment of 2,310. I don't think there'll be one on Tuesday. I think it normally gives you a day or so before it actually starts taking the payments, but we'll see. It's normally around about midday, so whatever's happening around about midday is when 2,310 quid will go out of our bank account to pay our loan. But the intention will be, as soon as we get enough money, probably pay it off and take another one, which might sound a bit strange, but by then, with a bit of luck, they'll have increased our credit limit. I think they normally increase it to about 400,000, so we might by then be able to take another loan if we need it, but we need to sort of get to level 10 when there are better trucks available. Might stick with Renault, might go to, I don't know, maybe Volvo or Scania, I don't know, there's so much choice. I mean, depends what I like the look of, really, but I do quite like the look of the Renault Route 66 one with the map of the states on it. That actually looks quite nice, as did the 01, the truck Grand Prix winners or something. That looked quite nice as well. So there's a couple of options if we go Renault. We'll see. For now, we are gonna head down the M6 because it doesn't look like we need to go off anywhere at the moment. So that's probably quite a good thing. Services coming up again. There's a few services on the M6. Always worth bearing in mind. get one where you're going to have to sleep somewhere along the way, at least we know if we're heading up the M6 to somewhere, and there's a few services available to us. Here it is, coming up on the left. So fuel and rest could all happen there. And we'll keep heading down the M6. Traffic doesn't look too bad, apart from the fact that this guy has now got in behind this lorry. Oh, that's better. Get back out there, mate. Good idea. So we're now on a 50-mile-an-hour limit, so need to keep an eye on our speed anyway. I'm really not sure why the cars are pulling into this lane and getting stuck behind this lorry. There's no slip road for them to be pulling in to go off, so I'm not quite sure. I'd have thought they'd just stay in the middle lane and go past him, but there you go. Never mind. Yeah, it does do some funny things, but as long as it's not causing us, you know, real issues with crashing into us or something, then it's all good. Now there's a junction of some sort coming up. Looks like it's straight on for us. I'm wondering if we should move out a lane just to be on the safe side. Let's let this car go by, and I think I'll move out a lane to make sure we're not going to get stuck in the left lane and unable to go straight on. Well, Birmingham is middle lane. Yeah, it's Sheffield in the inside lane. We don't want that, so we're actually speeding. We're doing 61. Not quite sure how we're doing 61. Must have picked up speed on a downhill section or something. So that's the Sheffield turn that we don't want. We're going to continue straight down here and straight on again at the next bit. Yeah, it's Cardiff. We don't want Cardiff, so straight on towards Birmingham. Fairly straightforward at the moment, you've got to say. Another junction coming up that we're going straight on at. So there's a few junctions off the M6 along here that we don't want to go. That is Birmingham, but we're not taking that. We're now heading for London and Cambridge, which sounds about right to me. I think we're on the M1. Once we get past this junction, I think this will be M1. Well, it still says M6, I think. Okay. We're heading for London anyway, that's what we want, because we're going to have to get down the M25 and get round that to get to Dover. Still on the M6, okay. I suppose M6 goes about as far as Northampton. Join the M1 at Northampton or the A14. I thought, by the look of the map, it looked like it would probably be M1 straight down to the M25. That's what I'm imagining. We'll see. So let's just, I think we'll just stay where we are in this lane, because well, our service is coming up. I don't think we're going to need to worry about that. Let's move to the inside lane. That's not a junction, so I don't think we'll have any problems being in the left lane now. Leave two lanes free for anybody else. Cars going faster than us. The scenery is really good. You can see all the trees and the hills. I do like the way they've done the scenery in Euro Truck. Developers need a lot of credit for this game, I think. Not just for how it looks, but how it plays and the strategy element involved in it. Because there are so many different ways you can achieve the same thing at the end of the day. I think we're in a 50, yes we are. Okay, make sure we don't get any speeding fines, hopefully. Speed camera here, look. Now this could be Spaghetti Junction. It's a fairly large junction with a few roads on it anyway. The actual real Spaghetti Junction in Birmingham is just outside Birmingham, is a complete nightmare, to be honest. Right, we don't want that first one. Looks like we want the next one. A few times I've been on Spaghetti Junction, I always had trouble finding the right exit off it because there are so many roads going in and out, over and round each other. It's very confusing. So we're going on to the M1. That doesn't surprise me at all. So that probably isn't Spaghetti Junction because I think we're a bit further south. I think we're around about Northampton. If we're going on to the M1. And it's uphill, so first truck you get is not the most highly powered thing, so when pulling these heavy loads, going uphill can be a bit slower. So there's no sign of the bed particularly going blue yet. I mean, I suppose it's got a tinge of light blue to it, but nothing to worry about there. And we're 226 miles from our final destination, and part of that will be the ferry crossing. 20 odd miles ferry, I think. I'm staying in the middle lane because we're coming up on another junction where we need to go straight on. So make sure we don't get stuck in the left hand lane and unable to get back out here because of traffic, although there doesn't seem to be much traffic. Can't say I've ever driven down the M1 that's been this quiet, but there you go. You can, I think, get mods which will give you massive traffic jams and all sorts, if that's your thing. I think it just needs a bit more traffic, so it's a bit more realistic, but yeah, so it was a good idea to be in the middle lane. We didn't want to get stuck there and unable to get back out here. So that's fine. We'll just follow the M1 south, and I think it'll be M1 all the way to the M25. There's another services coming up by the look of it. I think I saw a sign from it a minute ago and it's just appeared on the sat nav. So there's a few services around. I mean, generally you can get to a resting place if you start to get the tiredness kicking in and the fatigue simulation. Quite big services, that one actually, both sides of the road. So, and about Watford Gap services probably, possibly, M1, south of Northampton, Watford Gap, I think. Maybe, anyway. I think I'm speeding, I think I'm in a 50 here. Make sure I'm below 50 because there's a speed camera over there. Into a 60 now, yeah. Uphill, getting a bit slower, so I'm going to move into the left lane while we pull this load up this hill. AI's being quite sensible. They're getting well past us before they indicate and move back into the lane. Oh, police car, officer. Patrolling the M1. Lots of trees, so very nice bit of scenery on the M1. I'd have thought we shouldn't be that far from the M25. I wouldn't have thought. We're coming up on a junction, so we're coming off the M1 shortly by the look of things, and I'd have thought we'd go M1 straight down to the M25, so that could be it. We'll see. There's a sign coming up. We're definitely going off here by the look of things. So, M25, London. There you go. Excellent. So, that's good. We're down to the M25. So, we just got to get round the M25. I suppose we'll be going round past Dartford way to get down to Dover. The road to hell. Looks alright at the moment. Mind you, we're going the opposite way from Heathrow. We're going round past Cambridge, so we'll be going past the M11 and round that way past Dartford, across the bridge. Unless of course it's very windy, which I'm not sure that Eurotruck actually simulates, but they do close the bridge on occasions when it's very windy, and then they use the Dartford tunnel in both directions, and that clogs traffic a bit more. But it's much better these days. You don't have to pay the toll at the toll booths, you actually pay in advance now. So you can go online and make your payment or do it by phone. I think I did it by phone last time I went that way. And once you pay, it's valid for a certain period of time. Month, I think? Year? I can't remember, to be honest. But it's valid for a while anyway. And then basically you pay for 2 journeys. One going where you're going and one coming back, so that means the traffic doesn't have to stop at the toll booths for people to pay their tolls. It's all done in advance, and I think you can pay within 24 hours after you go through, something like that anyway. It's a lot more efficient now. Certainly you don't get the massive queues that you used to get while everybody's faffing about trying to find the money. But they do close the bridge on occasions. If the weather is particularly windy and the bridge is closed, then you've got a tunnel in both directions, whereas normally going this way we would go over the bridge and both tunnels would be used for traffic coming in the other direction, which you can imagine keeps traffic flowing considerably better than only one tunnel in each direction. So it's pretty good. One of the few tolls in the UK. I think 7 bridges are toll as well, I'm not sure, I think it is. France has got a few toll roads. We won't have that problem going to Calais, but if you go further south in France you do have to go through the tolls. Usually pay at the end of the road, so when you get onto the road you'll go through a toll. Police again? Not a police car. He's going off there. A12 Chelmsford, Essex. Heading off that way. That's a notoriously bad junction. Usually has very, very heavy traffic around the A12 M25 junction. Notorious for hold-ups, that one. What was I saying? Yeah, French toll road. So on the way through You go through the toll and it just says keep the ticket, and then when you get to the far end of that road you actually pay the toll for using that road. So you're going to pay, you're not going to get away without. And again, that's taken off your bank balance as soon as you go through. Well, we've got 14,000 in the bank at the moment, but we've got an £80,000 bank loan, so 14,000 will keep us going quite nicely for a while. Now, what are we going on to now? M2 or A2 down to Dover? Possibly. Is this the Dover turn? Yes. M2 Dover. There you go. Lovely. So we should go off here. You're not going to cut in there, are you? No. Alright, okay. They do that sometimes. It's fine. So, M2, straight into Dover and onto the ferry. So this will be our first look at getting on the ferries. You'll see how that's done. And then when we get off the other end, we've got to remember we need to drive on the other side of the road. I won't say the wrong side of the road, because neither side is wrong, it's just that the UK drives on the left, Europe drive on the right. So there you go, we're about the only country in Europe that drive on the left still. Apparently most countries did drive on the left, but they changed over. I think Sweden changed over in the 60s, they were the last ones, about 68 I think. Everybody else I think had changed before that. No proposals to change over in the UK that I'm aware of, so we're sticking with driving on the left. We like to be different, why not? So this will be the bridge, this will be the Dartford Bridge I expect, although there is to be a railway line over there. I haven't seen a railway line next to the Dartford Bridge, so now if we're on the M2 already it can't be the Dartford Bridge. So maybe they haven't modelled the Dartford Bridge. This must be, that must be the Channel Tunnel rail line. So Ashford possibly. I think the Channel Tunnel rail line goes up to Ashford in Kent. Not sure. Ashford International I think the rail station is called. So we might be around about the Ashford area. But anyway, we will continue on our way. I think that's at A2 there. So the M2 has become the A2, there's some services there. We're fine for fuel, and we certainly don't need to rest yet, although that bed icon you can see is going blue. But let's just have a look at the F6 screen and see how long we've got, but we should have plenty of time, 4 hours 44 minutes still. And we're near enough at the ferry, so no major issue there. Are they birds in the sky? It can't all be aeroplanes, they'd be too close together to be aeroplanes. It looks like somebody's been cutting straw or hay or whatever in the field over there, wheat, whatever it is, barley, I don't know. Whatever it is, they've been harvesting by the look of it. You can see the rolled up things in the field ready to be taken away. And we are going off here to get to the ferry, no doubt. When you get the tunnel halfway between Dover and Southampton, you get the tunnel. Oh, now ferries are straight on, and this says Dover Southampton. Maybe we're going to the tunnel, not the ferry. Okay, well, doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, but I'd have thought you'd go ferry, but I might be wrong. Southampton's that way, and we're turning right towards Dover, so maybe we'll just come up here, take a different road down to the ferry. Maybe that other sign for ferries for the cars cars and the lorries come this way. Whatever, we will see. Whatever we're doing, we're going to be doing it pretty soon. But I would hope we're getting a ferry, to be honest. Uphill now. We haven't got a lot of speed after coming out of that junction, and now speed's dropping as we get up this hill, but we're getting up to the top now. We're starting to pick up speed again. So let's see where we're going. Dover was signposted this way, Southampton was signposted the other way. So I would have thought that suggests we're going to the ferry. Because to go to the tunnel, that would be between Dover and Southampton, and I would have thought that's back behind us, but I might be wrong. We'll see. We'll see. Key thing is, wherever it is we're going, let's get there. That's what counts. I think we are going to the ferry. There's the sea, and I think this road, if this is the road I think it is in Dover, this leads straight to the port. Goes along the coastline. Glorious views as you go along the coast, and there's the White Cliffs. The White Cliffs of Dover. So we'll be there very shortly, and I think we're getting a ferry, which makes sense. More expensive than the tunnel, but it does count as rest time on the ferries, I believe. We'll soon find out. Hopefully we'll come off the other end rested, and therefore not needing to stop and rest again. At least not for a while. Well, you don't get 8 hours rest on a ferry there. Farm there or something. That's not the ferry yet. So we should be pretty close. Given that we could see the sea and the cliffs along there, I wouldn't have thought we could be far from the ferry port. So let's hope that's the case. Not that we're having any great dramas, but it'd be nice to get there, get on the ferry, get the other side, get this load dropped off in Calais, and see what our next excursion's going to be. Where are we going? Are we going deeper into Europe? Are we coming back to the UK? Are we going to stay in France possibly and maybe go to Paris or Lille or somewhere like that? Right, so we need to slow down now. We're on the A20 now into Dover, and here is the ferry port. Yay! I recognise that. Many a trip up from Dover. Been across on the ferry a number of times, and this is very much like I remember it. So let's indicate left, and we need to go down here, and we'll be going to that ferry over there, just to our right slightly. So we need to pop across here and up here, and you'll see a green spinning icon in front of us, so we need to just drive forward and pull up there. So this will be us, a few other lorries on. So if we stop about there, okay, for possible travel destinations, press enter, and there is only one possible travel destination. It's going to cost us £307. Let's go. And sunny Calais, and we do still need to rest, so we didn't get that much rest. It was only an hour and a bit crossing, so we're going to have to rest in Calais somewhere, but let's get the load delivered first, hopefully. So we're driving on the right now, don't forget, now that we've crossed the channel. Might be in the case, I'll go up here. Get up to about there. Let's have a look and see. We're okay to go now. Yep, there we go. So let's get across the right hand lane. That'll be the slow lane now. The cars go by us on the left if they want. And we will... They must be birds in the sky, surely. Maybe it's supposed to be seagulls around the port, who knows. Right, I'm going to get across there, hopefully. Ah, get me a red signal offence. It was amber, I really couldn't stop in time, but never mind. So 31 miles an hour is the limit, 50 kilometres an hour. That red signal fence was slightly annoying, but there you go, such is life. Okay, so we have a right turn coming up. Which is nice and easy, because it's like making a left turn in the UK. So we can turn down there. And we're going to go straight on first junction, except the lights are red. Once these lights change, it's straight on here and then left. And Repsol, actually, it's the depot on the left, so we don't even have to turn left. We're just going to go down here, and the depot's on the left down there by the look of it. We're heading for Repsol at Calais, and it looks like this is it, just down here on the left. So, come on mate, off you go. So you're starting to speed up a bit now. So this looks like where we're supposed to be. This looks like Repsol. Yep, there's a spinning icon telling us where to park. So let's see if we can drop off this load of fertilizer. And then we'll have to go find somewhere to rest. Starting to think I've got this right first time, guys. It's looking that way. Go on, get back a bit. Yeah, look at that green. That'll do me. Right, drop that off. Excellent. What's our income? 11,046. Long distance delivery bonus, skill rank 2. That's because I put those 2 points against that when we've levelled up. Okay, 341 miles, 9 hours, 6 minutes, 162.6 litres of fuel. Okay. Oh, we levelled up again. Okay, so what are we going to do? I'm going to put one against high value cargo, see if we can get some high value jobs. Don't know quite what they mean by high value. Oh, hang on, we've got an email. So just before I go and rest, I'm going to just hit F1. See what the email is. Oh, the bank want to lend us more money. Your credit limit has been raised to 400,000. There we go. We can borrow a load more money when we want to. Not yet, but we will do. So, looks like if I go out of here and go left, the hotel's just a little way down. So that's a bit of a result as well. So nothing coming that way, nothing coming that way by the look of it. So let's get out of there and round here, and there is the hotel in front of us. So we just need to go across this traffic light when it changes. Oh, we've got some French pedestrians. Hello, French pedestrians. Bonjour. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, madame. Mademoiselle, whichever. Okay, lights have changed. Don't know what that car's playing at. It wasn't affecting us. Right, into the hotel, and I'm going to drive straight up here into this parking space with a bit of luck. Is that a rest spot? Can I rest there? Yes. Okay, that's fine. So I will turn off the engine and rest. Okay, rest over. So I'm going to end this video there, and join me next time and we'll see where we're headed next. Is it more of Europe or is it back to the UK? See you soon, guys. Bye now.